What is up, guys, and welcome back to our Road to Glory Career Mode of Sheffield United, episode number 34. Today, the transfer window was last episode and it ended last episode, so now we're just steamrolling with fixtures right to the end of the season. And to be fair, we've got obviously 3 games again. Anyway, we've seen our first game against Sunderland at home, which we won 1-0, and then our second game was at the Emirates against Arsenal. Now, Arsenal, up until maybe December, was actually leading the league and was leading the league by quite a lot of points. They've suddenly just dropped off since then, and for some reason allowed us to obviously overtake them. And like Man U are obviously coming up as well, so Man U I think are only a few points off us and them, so Man U are coming up. So Arsenal, they've let it slip a bit, and if they kept up the form, they would have probably already won the league by now. But anyway, like I was saying last episode, the January transfer window was done. If you've watched the episode, we didn't make that many signings. I mean, I explained it last episode, but I've said last episode so many times already, but we spent all our cash in the summer. Obviously, being a newly promoted team, you don't get that much money anyway. And obviously, with a pre-season tournament, that obviously helps out. But, we still didn't have a lot of cash, and that meant we weren't really able to buy a lot of players. And we only really bought pre-contract players anyway. One of them was Will Hughes from Derby. He's actually now an 80-rated player, and he's only 23 still. And, it cost us hardly anything in wage budget. I think it was about 25 grand, so that's quite a good steal there. And as well, we got a left back from France. We got him from Montpellier. His first name was called Jerome. I'm just not even going to try and say his second name because I don't want to embarrass myself. But yeah, he's 78 rated, 26 years old, and he was around the same wage budget as Hughes. So 2 alright signings, to be fair. The left back will obviously back up Charlie Taylor, because at the moment, we are getting into Europe, and I think it is the Champions League. I think it is going to be the Champions League because, we are up there. Obviously, we are playing Arsenal now, and they're going to gain a few points on us, and, probably will be up there as well. If we're going to finish first, I don't know. We're doing very, very well at the moment. We just need to keep picking up results, and obviously, losing against a team that's coming up as well and who's round about us is not the best thing to do, because they're probably going to take over us with this victory. But anyway, 2-0 to Arsenal. I mean, they deserved it. Played better than us this game altogether. But actually, straight after their second goal, Koscielny, I've got to say, that is a horrible tackle. It was more kind of blatant than his red card against Bayern at home. But, it was a pretty bad tackle. He took me out in the chest or something, which I thought was quite funny. But anyway, Dembele puts away the penalty. He makes it 2-1, but it was kind of too little too late. And like I said, Arsenal played better than us, deserved the win, and that's how it ended. So, Arsenal did gain points on us. A bit disappointing, but to be fair, coming into this season, I didn't expect to win the league whatsoever. And to say we're in the top of the league by 3 points, we're doing pretty well. So, do I think we'll win the league? It's hard to say now. Like I said, we're in February and we've still got a lot of league games left. We're still in the FA Cup. We're in the EFL final, actually. So that'll be next episode, first game against Chelsea. So, we've done pretty well to say with our first season in the Premier League. Obviously, we won the EFL Cup in our first season with Sheffield United when we was in League One. Surprisingly, we actually won that. And then when we was in the Championship, we actually got into Europe. But we didn't do very well in that and didn't actually reach the knockout stages. So it'll be good to see how we do well in Europe next season, because like I said, we've basically clarified we're going to either get into the Europa League or the Champions League. But with us doing so well, I think it will be the Champions League, and I hope it is, to be fair. I want to test ourselves, and to be fair, this squad, it's doing very, very well. I'm really happy with how well it is doing. Anyway, second game against Stoke. How Roberts missed that chance, I don't know. He should have probably buried it. The thing is, with this game, Stoke, for me, was kind of crap. They had a few chances, don't get me wrong, like every team does in a game. But I should have probably, put one of my chances away. And it's just frustrating that did end a 0-0 draw. And again, that means Man U and Arsenal will probably gain points on us. But anyway, last game of the episode is also against Stoke. This time it's in the FA Cup. Now, if you watched my Career Mode videos before, I hate playing the same team twice in one episode. I just find it boring for me. I find it boring for you, because you're just going to watch the same team again. And, it was very disappointing. Well, it wasn't really disappointing, but it was just very annoying because what happened was, every time I record, before I record the gameplay and play the career mode episode, I look at the fixtures, I see who I'm going to sim, even if I have any sim games to sim, and I decide who I'm going to play. Normally it's away matches because I like to go to the different stadiums. Obviously, like we're at Stoke now, the Bet365 stadium. Obviously last game was. But the thing is, I think it was something like Sheffield Wednesday I had last, and I know they don't have their stadium in the game on real life, but they are a derby at the end of the day, and they are in the same city, so it's a pretty big derby, and that's why I wanted to play them. But with us going through into the FA Cup next round, which we obviously beat Sunderland first sim game of the episode, that made that fixture, this fixture come up there. Sheffield Wednesday's got moved to another day, so I didn't really expect it, but it's just some things that happens, and I don't really like to sim more than 3 games an episode, but it's just one of those things. Like I say, sometimes you can't avoid it. I personally don't like doing it, but like I said, this time I just could not avoid it because I'd only played 2 games, and I like to play 3. But anyway, we were 1-1 against Stoke, and then I don't know what they were doing, but they just basically give it to Antonio. Well, they didn't give it to Antonio, but why is this guy not cleared the ball? It was actually Humphreys, my centre-back, who won it in the box, and then obviously he passed it to Antonio. And with Antonio's form, who he's been on this season, he's going to back that, and he gets his first goal of the FA Cup. Obviously, I haven't been really playing my strongest side in the FA Cup because we haven't had any big tests yet. So, he's only got his first goal. But, not a bad episode all around. We didn't lose, we did lose against Arsenal, but, we've done all right. We haven't done too well. But anyway, next episode is the AFL Cup final, so make sure you tune in for that. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have, please hit the like button, subscribe if you are new, and guys, I'll be seeing you later. Peace!